This is a photo of him aboard Air Force One. He says that he has spoken with Governor Abbott, offering all assistance that he needs in the wake of this horrific shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Well, this is obviously very fresh for anyone who lives in Uvalde, and reporters are there trying to speak with many of the family members and even community members about what's going on here. We want to go out to some of the interviews that our teams have been doing there down on the ground. Take a listen.
It's my school. I consider it, our school. So it's just breaking my heart. It's just breaking my heart. I just didn't ever expect anything like that to happen here in Uvalde. And then the person that did this, he used to go to high school here. I mean, he was going to high school here. He was a high school student here.
Right now?
Right now. And his grandmother, I know her, the one he shot, the lady, the 66-year-old, that was his grandmother, and that he shot before he went over there and to do whatever. And I don't know who the teacher is. I didn't.
Right. Is it just hard to put into words? I mean, I can
Yes.
see it in your eyes. You're like,
I couldn't believe it when I was watching it. I finally said, no, I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's so hard. Like I said, that was where I worked for 25 years. My husband was a principal there. My son went to school there.
so sorry. What was your name?
My name is Olivia Ibarra.
Olivia Ibarra.
Yeah, my husband was Valeriano Bui Ibarra.
Just
I
pray
don't
for
get it,
the
y'all.
Uvalde, right? That's all we can do.
That's all we can do now. That's all we can do now.
I don't get it, y'all.
So, but
Thank you.
Okay, so that woman saying that she actually knows the grandmother of the suspect, in which we are hearing that he also shot and killed his grandmother too.
That's some
We're now
wicked
going to
shit,
hear
brother.
from family
Yeah,
members
no.
of one of the students at Robb Elementary School.
There's no word on where her whereabouts are, and we're just hoping that she's sound and safe or still with life.
And she's a student at Robb.
She's a student at Robb Elementary.
Wait,
yes.
what?
So tell us about her name,
hold on,
who
y'all.
she is, how old.
so, but
Hold on, y'all.
Okay, so that woman saying that she actually knows the grandmother of the suspect, in which we are hearing that he also shot and killed his grandmother too. We're now going to hear from family members of one of the students at Robb Elementary School.
There's no word on where her whereabouts are, and we're just hoping that she's sound and safe or still with life.
And she's a student at Robb.
She's a student at Robb Elementary. Yes.
So tell us about her name, who
don't get it.
she is, how old, and what grade.
Her name is Ileana Torres, and she is 10 years old, and she's a fourth grader.
She's a fourth grader. But nothing at all.
But nothing at all. It's been hours of devastation, just waiting, and there's no answers.
That
You
shit
came here
crazy.
to the hospital to see if she was here, or
We've been here all day. How they were identifying people, and they said everybody had been identified, and she wasn't one of them that was identified. She wasn't there.
oh my gosh, I just can't even imagine what you guys are going through right now.
Yeah, so
So what do we do now?
I guess we're gonna have to play the sit and wait game to see what else is there to do.
You said something to me before that she's like a daughter to you guys.
Yeah, she's like a daughter. She's like a daughter to us
Why is that?
because she grew up with us, and we literally helped my sister raise her, and so she's like a daughter that I've never had. She's our baby.
Can you share insight as was she excited about school was ending, with going to school and things like
She
that?
was excited. She was excited that school was ending, and she was also excited because she had a softball game today. She was excited because it was her last game, and that she was excited about being nominated for All Stars. She was nervous. What if they pick me? What if? She had a long day ahead of her today, and this
Oh, y'all hear that? Somebody kid missing, man. How y'all doing, man? I ain't talked to y'all when I came here. I just came here eating, man. But We back in here, man. It's a kid missing from this shoot, man. I don't want to let this go over y'all head too, cause I bet ain't nobody gonna cover this.
Tragedy happened.
It's hard to make sense of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was really rough being in there too, in the hospital.
Yes. Seeing all these parents with their loved ones, and some of them made it. Some of them made it. Some of them didn't make it, and it's terrifying.
Can you give us your name, please?
Leandra Vera,
And spell it for me.
LeandraVera.
And do you have a picture of Liana?
Okay, so some family members being reunified with their children, others still waiting for that answer. Can only imagine what they're feeling right now. We also just got up the podium for what will be the press conference from local law enforcement, state authorities, and federal now
So what happened to the boy? To the dude who did it?
involved as well. Speaking of federal, we have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is speaking at this awards gala. She mentioned in the beginning of her remarks the situation underway in Uvalde. We'll play it off from the beginning.
Vice President, United States Vice President Kamala Harris.
Vice President, United States Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Yeah, bitch, don't ever bring me out like that. Dry ass shit. That hot shit. Take a break. Ooh. Think I'm gonna take a break with that hot shit for a second. Sheesh. Oh, you hear me? Woo. You hear me? Sheesh.
Please sit, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. What an incredible
too.
room. And Judy Chu, thank you for that introduction and for your leadership on so many levels. Tonight's a rough night. We planned for a great celebration, but I'm sure most of you have heard the tragic news about what has happened in Texas. So I had prepared comments about tonight, which I will speak, but I just first want to begin by saying a few words about the tragedy that occurred today in Uvalde, Texas. As many of you know, the reports are that it was a mass shooting at an elementary school, and the preliminary reports are that 14 children have been killed. And the details are still coming in, and of course the President and I are monitoring the situation. So while we don't know all the details yet, we do know that there are parents who have
That's
lost
them,
children,
y'all, not me.
families that have lost children, and their loved ones, of course,
Excuse
and
me.
many others who may have been injured. So I would normally say in a moment like this, we would all say now he's relentless
I'm just
in
get
his
the-
efforts to bring together the AA and HPI community in pursuit of a better future. As he once said, and I will quote, "If we will act together, then we are strong enough to withstand any evil, internal or external, that threatens to unravel this beautiful tapestry that is America."
Oh, is that it?
After the events of today and the last 2 weeks in Buffalo, Laguna Woods, and Dallas, Norm's words take on a new sense of urgency. Today, we are witnessing again and again the terrible consequences of hate and the consequences of violence. But let's not lose sight of the beautiful tapestry that Norm spoke of, because I do believe our country still embodies a most profound belief that we are in this together, as one nation, undivided, out of many, one. And so this is a moment that calls on us to take action. A moment, once again, for all of us to join together.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This coming at the right time. Do y'all ever do y'all ever realize, like, these mass shootings be happening most of the time while they in the middle of conversations? They got a big important speech to tell the world today. All of a sudden, it was just some bullshit, some terroristic. To me, it's propaganda, man. I could be wrong. YouTube could come kick my dough in for that, or some shit. I guess I don't know. But to me, bro, this should be propaganda. Like, nigga, yeah, people really did lose their life. That shit fucked up. It's all fucked up, right? But it's propaganda when, in the middle of a press conference with no warning, you just unload that bitch. Boop. Yeah, this is just another act of hate. How would you know it's another act of hate when... So now you categorizing this as a hate crime? Towards who? He killed people. He killed his own grandmother. He killed kids. This all I want to know is, like, what did y'all let me know what y'all think? She said this is like another act of hate. But what does that mean? Like, people just died. And I'm pretty sure... Rita? The Buffalo incident was, yeah, some hate and shit, but this shit right here, I don't know, brother. I don't know what to you.
In the collective fight,
Headed to Uvalde.
levels of government.
Well, we've been listening in to Vice President Kamala Harris at this awards gala here, but mentioning the shooting in Uvalde, Texas, which we are going to be getting an update on that in the next 10 minutes here. In the meantime, we want to go into some of the coverage from our sister station, Fox 26 in Houston, as they have reporters on the road headed to Uvalde to try to get more information, as this is still evolving, possibly a larger count than 14 kids and 1 teacher dead in the mass shooting here. Here's more.
Students, and we do have some deaths. The suspect is deceased at this point. DPS is assisting with the investigation, and at this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime. Families are being notified, and we are providing services to them as the district should. As far as the rest of the district is concerned, safety measures were taken to make sure that we had a safe release for the rest of the district, throughout our city of Uvalde. And we had numerous law enforcement officers and agencies that assisted with the safety release for those students. We do want to keep all our families in their prayers. I hope you do as well. And we also want to respect the privacy of the family. The crime scene is still being worked on, and again, we'll notify the parents and the families as soon as we have some news for them.
My thing is,
at
listen.
Robb Elementary School have been transported to a nearby civic
This
center
my
to
thing,
be
y'all.
reunited with family, but right now,
I don't get it, bro. This my thing, y'all. This shit is real difficult to speak on because it's kids involved. But that little girl that's missing, man, I still ain't heard nothing about that. So, I mean, of course that ain't gonna overshadow my 14 people getting killed or 15 people getting killed or whatever. We're gonna talk about that later, though. Let's keep going.
Notice on the Robb Elementary School website tells parents, please do not pick up students at this time. Students need to be accounted for before they are released to your care. You will be notified to pick up students once all are accounted for, meaning parents have been forced to wait this evening, standing mere walls
Got me
away,
fucked
but
up.
somehow having to summon the strength to wait to learn if it was their baby who was killed. Governor Greg Abbott releasing a statement.
Yo,
with
shout
his
out that one viewer in the chat,
condolences.
man.
He
Fuck
is
y'all.
scheduled to speak at the
Like,
National Rifle Association
comment, subscribe, you
annual
know.
convention happening this Friday here in Houston, along with former President Donald Trump, who's also slated to attend, and both Texas senators.
Right now, we're on our way to Uvalde, Texas, about 85 miles southwest of San Antonio. We're learning 14 children are dead, along with.
Hey, could you imagine, though? All right, let's just take some light out the situation. Could you imagine doing this in, like, the 90s? Fat-ass camera in your face. We're on the way to Wally. Yeah.
The teacher after a mass shooting at an elementary school. It's tragic. We'll be there this evening. We'll have a live update coming up at 9 o'clock.
What are we doing? Why do you spend all this time running for the United States Senate? Why do you go through all the hassle of getting this job, of putting yourself in a position of authority? If your answer is that as this slaughter increases, as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing.
Pressure already mounting on lawmakers in our nation's capital as to how they are going to help curb the ongoing acts of mass violence in America. Today's shooting coming just shortly after we saw 10 people killed at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. Senator Chris Murphy there represents Connecticut, where the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting occurred 10 years ago. They saw 26 deaths that day, many of them first graders. Frustration as we mark another mass murder of American children. You can keep track of updates on today's tragedy in Uvalde with those live updates on our website, fox26houston.com. Also available through our free news app. President Biden is slated to give remarks on the shooting tonight. As soon as he lands from his trip overseas, he is app. President Biden is slated.
They said they killed him.
To give remarks on the shooting tonight.
So I guess
as soon as he lands from his trip overseas, he is being briefed along the way.
Heavy police presence around the school today. Yeah.
Well, we've been listening into coverage from Fox 26 in Houston right there, as we're expected to have that news conference in about 5 minutes. I'll take you out to the latest news conference that we had from local authorities, though.
Questions. We will give you a
I'm
time
about to say,
when
we
we'll be
can't even
addressing
hear
them
dude.
soon. At approximately 11:32 a.m. this morning, there was a mass casualty incident at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The school has children that are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. I can confirm right now that we have several injuries, adults and students, and we do have some deaths. The suspect is deceased at this point. DPS is assisting with the investigation.
So they did smoke.
And at this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime. Families are being notified, and we are providing services to them as the district should. As far as the rest of the district is concerned, safety measures were taken to make sure that we had a safe release for the rest of the district throughout our city of Uvalde. And we had numerous law enforcement officers and agencies that assisted with the safety release for those students. We do want to keep all their families in their prayers. I hope you do as well. And we also want to respect the privacy of the family. Everything is still being worked on. And again, we'll notify the parents and the families as soon as we have some news for them. Thank you so much.
We greatly appreciate your understanding and patience with us. Please know at this time, we are only making a statement. We will be releasing more information as the investigation continues. We appreciate your courtesy. At this time, it concludes our press conference.
All right, y'all. I just want to take a look at that shit, bro. That shit always disturbing, man. When you know it's motherfuckers out here just ready to shoot the world up. Like, Why y'all didn't go to the army or something? Why y'all didn't go to the... Well, that nigga was a teenager and shit. But still, like, what y'all got against the motherfucking world, bro, that you gotta go in there and kill all them kids? Like, that's crazy. And, like, these school shootings be kids killing kids. But it's like, damn. What's going on in your life that you gotta kill them kids? Like kill all them people? I could see if it was a nigga bullying you and you smoked him. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay. But I'm saying, like, if you went to school and was salty because this dude bullying you and shot him, okay. But you went to motherfucking school and shot everybody because, you know? Nah, bro. That shit just don't work for me. I'm sorry. And I'm pretty sure that shit don't work for other motherfuckers either. That's just morally, that's just fucked up. Like, you just feeling, you know what I mean? I don't know. To me, that shit, personally, that shit just fucked up. That's how I feel, you know. But I don't know, man. Y'all get in the comments, man. Let me know, man. Check me out. I'm about to, y'all already see I got the title for my other video right here. Y'all gonna see this video coming next. I ain't watched it yet. But I'm about to get into that right after this. Get in the comments, man. Like and subscribe, man.